Today I'm going to build an auxiliary fence for my chop saw. Now over time, you know, I get the odd kickback, you know, those things just happen. And I'll show you, I'll zoom in. But now my fence has got a bit of a woe to her. And I'm doing a project right now and I'd kind of like to have some straight cuts. So basically what we're going to do, I'm going to use this scrap. This is MDO. This is a product that I used not too long ago on a project. It's called MDO. It's a medium density overlay. It's kind of the same stuff that they use signs, or they paint signs with. You can use MDF, anything that's fairly straight. A chunk of good old spruce plywood is probably a little too crooked, but use what you got. Sometimes it's going to be better than what you have. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to trim these this way first, and then we're going to just bolt them on. There's a couple holes here, and then I'm going to shim it until it's perfect. So let's zoom in here and show you how far out I am. I'm not too sure if you're going to be able to see this or not, but I'm probably a 1/16 of an inch here and here. That's not good. Assuming my straight edge is straight. Yep. I'm just using this piece of molding. Don't know where my square is. It's at a job site somewhere and I just got to remember which one it's at. So let's get cutting and mount those on there. So what I did was just put the two pieces, mated them together so that it's right at the center here. And then what we'll do is when we get it all bolted in, we're just going to cut right down. Even on the 45 you can cut that, and then that way when you do put your piece of wood up there, you got really good backing and you get a nice clean cut. So we'll just mark where the holes are, and then we'll go and drill them. Using a 1/4 inch brad tip so I get a nice good start. I'll probably drill them out to 5/16 so I got a little bit of slack room there. This was the side that was up against the saw, so I want to flip them both over now, and I'm going to just use a 1/2 inch bit and use that as a countersink because I'm going to use these 1/4 inch flathead bolts here, so I want a countersink. So this is just the side off of a windshield washer antifreeze bottle. Everyone's got like 3 or 4 of these things hanging around. And it looks like it's going to be about the right thickness. So I'm just going to cut a shim, and you can find anything that works. That's pretty tough. I may have to find a pen. There, let's see if a pen works better. I think that'll work. I'll just use some scissors. All those skills you learned in grade 3 are finally coming to use. Alright, let's throw that together and see what we get. See how it works. We're still just slightly out. Now it's going the other way too much. So all I'm going to do is use a little tape over here on this side as a shim. Really hard to find something that's going to work absolutely perfect. It's amazing how good tape works as a shim. We'll trim everything up. A little bit of tape worked out perfect. That's good enough for the cuts that I'm going to make. Way better. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually replace the nuts with a nylon locking nut. That way the vibrations won't wiggle them loose, and then we're going to make a cut straight down, trim everything up. Looks like I'm going to have to notch out just a little spot back in here so I can get my full cut in. No worries. Do that with a jigsaw. pretty good. Wow. Figure out what making that squeak. Find yourself a chunk of wood that's got a pretty good straight edge on it. Got her set at 0. Let's make her cut. It's just a simple matter of taking a square. Wow. It's about as good as it gets. I'm happy with that. Lucky I didn't have to do any adjustments. If you have to on this saw, I just have to loosen up my fence and move it. Some saws you have to loosen up your screws here and move it, which is a lot easier. So there. Simple, quick method of squaring up your fence on your chop saw. You know, it's not the absolute perfect, but for the most part, construction, as long as it's as close to square as you can get it, that's good. But if it's not square, it's not good. So just remember, you're only as good as your tools, so look after them. Till next time.